Makers, and welcome back to another episode of Makers Club, where today we are taking on job search. So it's finally summer, and if you're anything like me, you only have one plan, and that is eat nonstop ice cream. Fudge sticks hit different. But as you get older, one thing you'll notice is no one else is paying for your ice cream but you. How am I supposed to have a great summer filled with nothing but ice cream if I can't pay for it? Well, that's what job search is going to help me do. I'm going to find the perfect job that fits well for me, fills my needs, helps the employer, and also pays for all of my ice cream. So welcome to the professional guide on how to nail a professional interview at a professional job with your local professional, me. Ignore the fact that I'm still holding the ice cream in my hand. So, first things first, you walk into the interview. The interviewer might look a little intimidating, but you know you can handle this. The first step is how to present yourself. The interview starts the moment you walk through the door, so you need to make sure to remain professional. So how are you going to greet the interviewer?
Nice to meet you. High five, buddy.
We want to remain as professional as possible, so maybe high five isn't the best option. How about we stick with,
hello, I'm Allie. So nice to meet you. Shake hand, shake hand, shake hand, shake hand, shake hand. Here's a copy of my resume. So nice to meet you.
Next up, we'll review some of the most common interview questions, starting with,
first up, kid, how about you tell me a bit about yourself?
So it all started back in 1990 something when my parents met, and then they had a baby, and that baby was me, and then
So that's exactly what not to do. The interviewer doesn't want to hear your whole life story, and they don't want to hear all these irrelevant details. What they do want to hear is what's going to make you a good candidate for the job. Stick to the basic details of what will be relevant to the job, such as,
well, I'm currently a third-year business student at Memorial University of Newfoundland. I'm a keen leader. I love taking on volunteer roles, such as my time volunteering with Skills Canada, Newfoundland, and Labrador, and I'm a very creative person.
Next up, another common question is,
so, kid, what are you looking for in a job?
In a job, I'm looking for something that's really easy, but also makes me a lot of money, so I can buy a lot of ice cream.
Okay. Rule of thumb, don't bring up your salary, don't bring up money, don't bring up your payment. Let's avoid that topic for now. They want to hear about what you're excited to bring to the company. So answer with something more like,
so in a job, I'm really looking for a place where I can grow and expand my skill set, and I would also really love a place where I can take on a leadership role and have some space to express all of my creative ideas for the company.
All right, next up, one of the most dreaded interview questions is,
what are your weaknesses in a job?
So the trick here is that they really don't want to hear about your worst weaknesses possible. So how about we don't answer with,
weaknesses. So actually my alarm clock is broken, so sometimes I really sleep in really bad. But I'll show up eventually, so yeah.
Even though these things might be true sometimes, that's not exactly what the interviewer is going to want to hear about you. How about we start with a weakness that's a bit more manageable?
So a weakness for me is that I'm really bad at saying no to things, so occasionally this leads to me taking on too much in a workplace and getting overwhelmed easily, but I'm really working on setting my boundaries.
The question that almost every interviewer will finish the interview with is,
all right, do you have any questions for me before you heads off?
Do I have any questions? Yes, I have a large question called, did I get the job? When do I get paid? How many other people are applying? What are my odds here? Just give me a number, a percent maybe.
So these types of questions are going to make us look unprofessional. We don't want to ask about money, and we don't want to ask about how many other candidates have interviewed. So what do you ask?
Nope, no questions. Goodbye.
Whoa, cowboy. We don't leave the interview without asking questions. Asking questions is really important, and of course it makes us seem like we're genuinely interested in what the job is offering. So we want to make sure to ask something. Just make sure that it keeps professional. Try some examples like,
yeah, so one of my quick questions would be, what's your favorite part of the job? What brings you joy when you come to work? What type of team would I be working with if hired for this job?
So you did it! You finished your first job interview. How does it feel? Are you nervously sweaty? I'm nervously sweaty. So with these few interview tips, hopefully you'll be able to nail all of your future interviews. What are the skills for success we used? Well, of course, the biggest skill for success that we touched on, of course, is communication. Communicating with the interviewer is key in making sure that you get your points across, you promote yourself properly, and to make sure that they really see that you're the best candidate for the job. We also, of course, used adaptability and problem solving. So when they're throwing questions at you, you need to be adaptable. You don't know what these questions are going to be. Of course, I gave you some common ones, but every now and again, they'll throw a curveball at you. You need to be adaptable in using your communication skills to answer whatever comes your way, along with problem solving. Every question is like a mini equation, and you need to solve the best way to answer it so that you look like the best possible candidate for the job. So now that you've learned all of these amazing interview skills, how about we put them to the test? Down below in our original post, we added the link to a quiz we created. This is going to test how you would act in an interview. You're going to be posed some common questions, and you're going to have to decide how to answer them. And at the end, you'll see if you got the job or if you have to try again and keep on practicing your interview skills. Let us know in the comments of our Facebook or Instagram post, or send an email to this email, my email, with your quiz results, and you'll be entered to win a summer prize pack and our grand prize pack of a camping kit, which includes a tent, a hammock, and a bunch of cool other skill swag. So until next time, mini makers, stay creative and go get that ice cream.